Rankings podcast where we debate the dominance of two wholly unrelated things to see which will enter the top 25 of the domination rankings of everything. Ultimately decided by you, the voters. For today's big debate, Mike Hurley is arguing for bacon. Ooh. And I'm pulling for the world champion New York Knicks.
Well, I'm going to kick it off here, Dave, because I just had a big plate full of bacon. I love bacon. And the bacon industry is over $75 billion worldwide. People love bacon. In fact, the American consumer, on average, eats about 18 pounds of bacon a year. That's about the same weight as the average car tire or an 8-month-old baby. That means people are eating an 8-month-old baby's worth of bacon
Why is
every
that a good thing? That is not a good thing. Like that's on average. That would mean
Right.
that some people are eating like twice as much. They're eating two
Yeah,
kids worth of bacon.
exactly.
That's horrible. Bacon. I did some research on this. Bacon has what is called aromatic hydrocarbons. That's the technical way of saying it has that, unforgettable scent of colorectal cancer.
Well, you might think it's bad for you, but you know what? Bacon's in all these diets, in the keto diet, paleo diet, and carnivore diet. And even there was a study out, University of North Carolina, that said, that there is this micronutrient that helps brain development in fetuses. Well, just think, Dave. Just think if your mom was eating bacon instead of smoking all those cigarettes, how well you would have turned out, right?
Much, much better, but I'm betting you can get that ingredient somewhere else. Now, can we please talk about the Knicks, who had
Go
the
ahead.
greatest comeback in playoff history, and separately, the greatest comeback in finals history? They had more comebacks than Linda Lovelace.
That's horrible. Well, you
They
know what?
deserve the title of greatest comeback of all time, but they turned that title down, out of deep respect for Celine Dion.
Well, I'd say the Knicks, yeah, they had a good run, but they're not dominant. They've been around for 80 years. It's their third championship. That's it. They aren't even favored to win next year. Vegas odds have got the Spurs, the Thunder, the 76ers even. And when have betting markets ever let us down, Dave? Except for maybe,
Always, always.
except for maybe,
This team, though, this team was they had the single largest single postseason point differential in NBA history. You can't top that. The largest single postseason point differential in NBA history. They beat teams by so much that I now get excited when the differential light comes on in my car.
well, I'll just say this. I don't know about Knicks, but I just can't stand Knicks fans. Knicks fans, all these, I mean, they're just a bunch of posers and criminals, right? It's like, okay,
No,
so who you got? Taylor Swift, those Haim sisters, whoever they are. But you know what? You know where the real fans are? I saw the real Knicks fans after the game was over. They're marching around out in the streets, tearing down street signs, assaulting police officers, lighting school buses on fire. Those are your real fans.
you are wrong. They have the best celebrity fans ever, ever. I mean, they bring like the city, the country together. You got Fat Joe and Timmy Chalamet coming together. Spike Lee and Donald Trump. When are they ever in the same room? 50 Cent and Taylor Swift. Like you mentioned Taylor Swift and the Haim sisters. It's because of the Knicks that I learned that they are not actually Hasidic Jews who converted to nuns. But that nothing brings New York City together more than the Knicks, except maybe socialism.
You know what they did? Here's some Knicks fans for you. Elmo, little cute Elmo from the Muppets. You know what he did? He tweeted out, "We just hope both teams have fun," when the finals started. You know what they did? They marched around in the parade with Elmo's head on a pike, with a big sign that said traitor. They're psychos.
Listen, the Knicks fans are brilliant. They came up with the best song for any team ever. Brilliant lyrics of go New York, go. How can you come up with anything more brilliant than that? Like, and they could have said like, do really well, New York, do really well, New York, do really no. They were smart enough to go with go New York, go. Brilliant. Now, you have not, you're shying away from your bacon because you know it's crap. Did you know it's actually cured with nitrates? The positive is if you are out and you need a quick fix, you can just cut You could just down some fertilizer, or in a pinch, suck on some lead.
Hey, you know what? All I know is bacon makes everything better. Like take dates for instance. Who's sitting around eating dates? No one's ever
Nobody.
thought of a date since I don't know 2,000 years ago. But nowadays, if you're at a party and they bring out a tray of dates wrapped in bacon, you are just like ecstatic. In fact, I've been to cocktail parties where waitresses bring out bacon wrapped dates, and men have prematurely ejaculated just from the sight and smell of it.
I don't
And
know
so
what
wait,
parties
that's
you're
why,
going to.
pro tip to all you youngsters out there, don't wear khakis to fancy cocktail parties.
Dear God. I don't know what parties you're going to where they have dates and bacon wrapped together. Yeah, all right. So some people think that, bacon tastes good. And yeah, and also some people think that about cigarettes. Yeah, in fact, the cigarette company should be pissed at bacon. Bacon can lead to what? High blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, and of course, cancer. Yet there's no warning on bacon. They shouldn't just have a warning on bacon. They should have like a skull and crossbones next to the Grim Reaper.
The warning should be stop. Bacon is so delicious, you might get addicted to it. In fact, you can just eat bacon on your own. You don't even need it wrapped in anything. You go to a Yankees game, and for the low, low price of $10.69, you could get bacon on a stick.
Who eats bacon on a stick? Like as if it's hard enough to eat. I guess maybe if you're in Yankee Stadium and you don't want the germs of Yankee Stadium. See, you wouldn't need that in Madison Square Garden. That place is clean. Yes. Yes.
Yes, that's what they're known for. That's what they're
Right.
known for. Wasn't that where that rat was who's carrying around that big piece of pizza? That was right
There
there.
might be evidence of that.
Well, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to leave you with this. What about even famous people? Bacon is so good that people named their whole families after it. Henry Bacon designed the Lincoln Memorial. Sir Francis Bacon, the famous philosopher. We wouldn't have the scientific method without him. And of course, Kevin Bacon, or 40% of the movies that were made in the last 40 years wouldn't even be around without him.
Yes, and he's a Knicks fan. Thank you very much. And I believe he has at one point, I don't have evidence of this, but I'm just going to believe it, that he has worn knickerbockers. I wear knickerbockers while eating Orville Redenbacher and sporting blue blockers. I put them on as a shocker. Man, I love those blue blockers. You cannot beat the Knicks. They're going to build a statue for OG's game-winning putback, possibly the greatest play in history. And what are they going to build for Bacon? A wing at a hospital for coronary disease.
Knickerbockers. Knickerbockers is the silliest name in the world. They might as well, they're just like these trousers that like Dutch people wore in the 18th century. Like, how is that intimidating anybody? They're like, oh, hey, we got the New York Pantaloons coming to town.
You
And they're
can't rip on
striking fear
the.
to their opponents who don't wear pants. Like, who doesn't wear pants? What are they trying to like intimidate Winnie the Pooh and
Oh,
Donald Duck? Yeah.
it's a unique name. It's fantastic. It's better than like all right. I think Kevin Bacon should change his name to Kevin Knickerbocker. That would be 6 degrees from Kevin Knickerbocker. All right. Last thing, you may not know this, but the Knicks swept the ESPYs. And while I will begrudgingly agree that sweeping the ESPYs is a feat only slightly more impressive than the time I swept the garage. All right. Well, there you have it. That is our debate on the New York Knicks versus Bacon. Now it's up to you, the audience, to decide what gets into the top 25. How do you vote? Just go to Google, throw in Domination rankings. It'll get you there. I'm Dave Barron. That's Mike Hurley. Thank you very